Good evening, folks. It is Wednesday night, and it is time for the Burning is Yarn. This time with less burning, hopefully, as long as I don't, you know, put my hand on that hot plate over there before it has a chance to cool off. But so just to kind of go over a couple things real quick, there is going to be a little change to the scheduling of the broadcasting. Mondays, I probably won't be streaming anymore. Um, at least unless I start getting a bunch of signups for NDCD. If I get a sign up, I get their information. I'll do a stream, but otherwise, I'm probably gonna be taking Monday nights off. Um, just to kind of give myself a break and also give myself a little more time to work on other things. I am actually in the process of now learning PHP and MySQL so that I can try and create some web-based apps for work. And that is going to be um, a whole area that I haven't really dove into in a long time. Um, I've dabbled in PHP in the past, knowing just enough to be dangerous with it. SQL databases are the bane of any programmer's existence, and well, I'm going to, just torture myself with that. So why not? Um, but with that, I will probably start doing, at least on Wednesdays. I don't have it up tonight, but I'll probably do it next Wednesday. Um, I'll probably start showing the NDCD stats on Wednesday nights to show like the little bar graph I normally show on Mondays. Um, but with that, let's go ahead and bring up Trey,
Hi, everybody.
and we're going to bring up the 3D printer that
Woo-hoo.
is currently printing off a gingerbread mimic ornament.
Nice.
Um, and we'll bring yours up here. And I don't know if I can log into STL Flix on this Mac. Hopefully, I can. Ooh, yes, because let's see. And this is why I like using a password manager, because it automatically propagates across all my devices.
Fantastic.
What? Oh, okay, so the username is supposed to be the email address.
I'm going to be making sloths tonight. Well, a sloth. So,
Okay. Oh, yes, there we go.
do the thing.
Now yours, because I saw your little crochet instructions, so that you bought that one.
That one. So, that was actually the first amigurumi I ever did, was that sloth.
Okay.
So I bought it as a kit and it came with the instructions. And I don't throw away instructions like that. So, guess what? Guess who's still making sloths out of their personal stash of yarn? But
And this is actually what. Oh, we have another person in the background.
we do.
This is
Ah,
what
that's cool.
this is what I'm currently printing, and the nice thing is it has multiple files that come with it, like the multicolor file. If I felt like torturing myself and swapping out 3 different color filaments for the
Oh,
print.
Or if you
So
had a printer that actually could switch between colors.
yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
like the I think one of the bamboos does that.
Yeah, I think they've got a couple. I think Elegoo has a couple. All the major makers, I think, have a couple that can do at least 2, and then some, I think, can go up to 4.
Yeah. So I'm printing off the monochrome one in white, and I'll just paint it myself.
And then you can paint it all sorts of nifty colors, too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Don't have to just rely on their color scheme.
Exactly. That, and I wouldn't have the light brown for the gingerbread and the dark brown that it has and the red. Well, I do have red. I think I have red. Do I have?
Well, if you have brown and white, you have light brown. Or even a brown and a yellow.
True, but it won't mix the colors for me. I wish it
Oh,
would.
yeah, you're sorry, you're talking filament. My
Yeah.
brain went to paint. Sorry, my brain instantly went to painting one green and making it a Grincher bread cookie mimic.
Nice.
Nice. Let's see.
My brain is doing too many things today.
Yeah, I saw your posts on Facebook. Actually, I'm going to get some music playing here. We're going to play from Mr. Dan Hollifield's Never Bank on a Learning Curve album. And we are going to play the title track, which is track 6, Never Bank on a Learning Curve. All right, so we got that going there. We got Trey there. Let's do this. Oh, God, no, we don't want me big. There we go. Put Trey there. Well, Trey wants me big.
No.
What?
Yes, Richie, I went there.
And Nick, because he never said which way that thruple goes.
It's true. All right, so scrolling back. Oh God, we've been busy with comments. So first through the door, as always, we have StreamYard. Live viewer comments show up on. Oh wait, we don't need to read that one. First through the door is actually Dan Hollifield dropping his like at 11 a.m. Eastern today. We have greetings from Foxy. Good evening, Foxy. Hope you're having a good night. And Sarah's joining us this evening. Good evening, Sarah. Hope you're having a good evening. She's saying evening, fam. And Foxy goes, survive work. Sarah says, haha, thanks for asking. Spent 3/4 of my shift cleaning with a toothbrush. Oh. That doesn't sound like it sparks joy.
No, sounds like the opposite.
And asking how Foxy's day has been, and Sarah says, and luckily that manager had meetings during most of my shift. There are certain managers that I always look forward to them having meetings.
Amen.
And let's see here.
Hallelujah, sibling.
And Foxy says, not bad. Got our net fixed. Fingers,
Nice.
crosses fingers. And nice and understandable for crossing fingers. Cautiously optimistic. I got you 100%. That's great. And Foxy says, been having interference with something. Dun dun dun.
Ominous.
And then we have this crazy guy called the Independent Creator Directory greeting everybody. You know, he's crazy because he dropped the price down to 30 and still has the half off promo code going on. Hashtag always promote. And we got greetings from Foxy. Sounds like Thesis is home. Time to make food. I had chicken tacos tonight with my variation of a poor man's dirty rice.
It was delicious.
Which was basically white rice and 2 cans of the Meyer salsa style canned tomatoes. And it worked out pretty well. And Sarah saying, evening. Yeah, my friend was standing right under her cell tower, had no signal. So that is a thing. The closer you are to a cell tower, a lot of times the worse the signal you will have. Because that signal's going out over you. It's coming out this way. It's not actually coming down the tower there. And we got Donna greeting everyone. Good evening, Aunt Donna.
Oh, hi.
And Sarah says, I'm eating ramen like popcorn right now. I hope it's cooked, because I don't know how I feel about...
You can eat it uncooked. It's kind of like a cracker. If you remember the Dippin' Sticks candy, that was kind of like the flavorless sugar stick that you would lick and then stick in the flavor pouches. You can kind of do the same thing. It's kind of like eating a ramen cracker.
You really have a good camera there, hun, because
it's great.
You can damn near count you can damn near count the hairs on Hobo there.
Thanks, Bo. You're a good boy.
And now we got Cattail on the stream.
That's okay. He's very photogenic.
Yes. Richie, get out of my head, damn it.
Hopefully you stay out of mine.
And we had greetings from Trey, and Sarah saying hello to the Dark Mistress. And greetings from Sarah to Trey, saying dang, hey guys. And we got Houston, Texas Dave here. Hey Dave. Hope you're having a good evening. He says, who burned the turkey? And I tried to reply to that comment. And I typed it in here in StreamYard to post to the NDCD YouTube channel. And I got a message back saying, YouTube rejected your comment. This usually means they think it's spam. Try changing it a bit. I'm the owner of the channel!
Doesn't matter.
If anybody should get to say what he wants, it's me! But I tried replying with, burned a turkey once. It turned into a nice coaster. I burned little wood coasters with turkeys on them. But anyway. Dawn is greeting us. Hey all, epidural went well. Legs felt jello-y after. Yeah, that is understandable.
Don't you jump. Good boy.
I had one of those myself today in my neck.
Oh.
Ooh.
Epidural in the neck.
Don't you do it.
Where's he wanting to jump to?
The top of my yarn.
Oh.
The wall of yarn. The one place he's not supposed to be.
The one place he's not supposed to be, but Brett has gotten up to there, so he figures he can get up to there.
Pretty much. I can only count to 4.
How's your neck feeling, Rich?
Pretty good right now. It was pain medication and steroids in the neck to get the nerves in that area to stop being as swollen and everything. I get it done every 6 to 24 months, depending on how bad everything's going at the neck.
Gotcha.
So sadly, it's not my first, and it probably won't be my last.
Well, as long as it helps, that's the important thing.
Yeah, that's my thought, because otherwise, why the hell go, oh, I gotta tell a funny story.
Well, if you gotta tell a funny story, we gotta bring you up big.
Make it big.
So, Richie almost had to go to jail today.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is gonna be good if that's the way we're starting this.
Right?
Because Richie is coming out of anesthesia.
Oh, no.
Because for this, they knock Richie out. Walking up front, having to wait for Misty to come get me, as I'd already texted her saying, "Hey, I'm up, I'm in the chair, I'm sitting here for a couple minutes so that they can make sure that I'm stable walking before having to walk out front, start heading this way because we live so close to my pain maintenance doctor. It doesn't make sense for Misty to have to sit there for an hour and change in a car that's running instead of just going home and resting somewhere comfortably because we're 10-ish minutes away."
Yep.
Walk out. There is I will use this term very, very loosely, gentleman out there who Nick could probably look down to. And
Ooh.
I'm not talking personally, I'm talking physically. And he is yelling at one of the nurses. And he's also standing in the way where I have to go to try to get around him. Finally, he gets the idea. He moves a little so that I could walk past and go to the counter to get my follow-up scheduled and all that happiness. And he is just screaming at the nurse. And finally, he's like, "Well, have the doctor come out here and tell me face to face, man to man, not send some woman out to do it." At which point, Richie had enough. She went back to go talk to the doctor. And I'm like, "Sir, it's not a man or a woman thing." And of course, he keeps telling me mind my own business and step out of it, which means that he's afraid of me. Otherwise, he would have taken the same tone to me they did the nurse.
Well, if Nick can look down to him, that means you look like the Jolly Green Damn Giant.
Well, dark blue. But yeah, it says so. And the thing is, I didn't realize that he was kind of afraid of me until after we were halfway home, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay." I'm like, the doctor's in back in a procedure. He can't stop a procedure to come out here and talk to you about this right now. And I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to de-escalate the situation. And it's just F you. Starts trying to fat shame me. Sparky, I don't give enough things about you to be shamed by you. But yeah, I'm drawn to fire. It's no longer being aimed at the staff. I'm happy. Another reason is, since Misty does do CSR shit, I don't want him starting to yell at the CSRs. But he's bitching because he didn't have a medication with him that the doctor wanted him to have with him, so that should something happen, he would have his life-saving medication with him. All of this because he couldn't be asked to have his medications that he's supposed to have. That's supposed to be something that the doctors feel he needs, especially during something like this, in case some shit goes wrong, to keep his ass alive. Anyways, so he's bitching about if I'm not going to be seen today and have to reschedule, I'm going to go eat something. So I'm like, dude, have a Snickers.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking he's probably a very lovely human being when he's not hangry, and his comeback was, "You have a Snickers." I'm like, when I get home, I plan to, motherfucker. I didn't say that, but that's what I thought, because I've actually got a bag on the counter that actually has Snickers in him. Which actually I got distracted by the Burger King and have not had a Snickers yet. I need to go have a Snickers. But yeah, it's, nurse comes out. We're going to have to reschedule. he gets up. He is yelling some more stuff. He storms out because apparently he's got to follow up on the other side because my pain doctor has a appointment side where you actually see the nurse practitioner or the doctors where they talk about the care, and then the other side is where they actually do the procedures, where they do the epidurals, the joint injections, the excuse me, the nerve burns, and all that happiness. And then after he walks out, the CSRs apologize to me that I had to go through that. I'm like, I am overly tall and overly wide. I've gone through this stuff probably longer than you two have been alive combined. There's no worries about it. I'm just sorry if I exacerbated the situation for y'all.
Well, and we've both done IT help desk. We've heard worse. You can keep going. I'm gonna swap you out here.
I've done IT for.
Oh no, you're good.
I've done IT for a law firm, and lawyers get really pissy when time crunches and their equipment goes wrong. But I apologize to them in case anything I did exacerbated anything for them. At which point in time, a young black gentleman sitting 5 seats down turns and he's like, "No, you were completely in the right, dude." He's like, "I couldn't have stepped up to do that because I couldn't be trusted to not lay hands on if you started talking that way to me." And I'm like, there are very few people in this world I would not take a bullet for. I'd probably take a bullet for that jackass that just left. There are very few people in the world I will go to jail for. And he just sat back. He's like, "That's a good way to look at that, dude." I'm like, "I know." Mm-hmm. So, yeah, if he would have felt froggy and would have swung, I probably would have tried to enact a scene from a lot of old westerns, except the glass wouldn't necessarily be made to break away, and I might not be trying it where there was glass.
Oh, you gotta love some people, and just that alone, this makes me an even more firm believer that we've come to a point where we really need to just take the warning labels off everything and let nature just take its course.
I knew you were going there. But I'm just glad that he left before Misty came in. Because if Misty would have come in and he would have talked that way to Misty, she is one of the few people I will go to prison for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just remember, make sure Misty has our phone number, just in case bail is ever needed.
Or an alibi.
Or an alibi.
What? No.
No, he was on our stream the whole time here. He was just camera off in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. That reminds me of one of the things I used to say when I wasn't paying attention and somebody called my name. I'd be like, "What? I didn't do it. He was down. I got there. I swear. Just give me about 15 minutes to fake timestamps."
Was it a lawyer?
Actually, this was before I got into IT.
Okay.
So I was still working at the factory at the time.
Nice.
So, yeah. And this is back when faking timestamps meant you would be doing it on VHS.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Before everything was digitized. Sir, why does the timestamp on this say 3000 BCE?
Because I didn't do math correctly.
Don't you notice the people in Spartan armor in the background?
Right.
What?
It's my ancestors.
The blue box behind them.
Nice. I'm just kind of wibbly and wobbly. Fine.
I was traveling with a medical professional at the time.
Oh.
His name was the doctor.
Doctor Who?
Exactly. We're going to hop back in the comments here real quick. And going back to Houston Dave saying who burned the turkey. Trey said hopefully no one, Dave. And Sarah saying, well, safe to say it wasn't me. I don't cook. I do the cleaning. Well, when I'm around people anyway. And we got greetings from Donna. What's that?
I said she does the cleaning with the toothbrush.
Yes.
Right.
And Sarah saying, oh, trippy feeling, I'm sure, Dawn. And we got greetings from Dan. Good evening, Dan. Hope you're doing well this evening. And Donna saying, hope it's gone away, Dawn. And greetings. And Sarah says, comment. Really? Is this how the evening is going to go? Let me get my helmet. YouTube must have ate a comment somewhere for you.
Seems to be doing that tonight.
And we got greetings from Trey to Dan. And Dawn saying it was odd to say the least. I'm sure it was. And Bladed's here. Good evening, Bladed. Hope you're doing well this evening. And we have greetings. And we have the Witzman dude hopping in. Good evening, Carl. Hope you're doing well. And we have more greetings. And Blade says, probably not going to be popping on tonight. Puppy was expensive this month, so didn't have any money to buy supplies. That's totally understandable. And Carl said, I'd just been lurking and reading. Oh, Lord. And then we had my shout out for Sisters of the Hook over on Twitch and Kick with their respective links. And Carl says, twitching and kicking? Not sure that I'm ready for that. Sounds like a seizure of sorts. Then again, you all did talk me into Discord. This is true. And Dan saying, hail, hail, Iris? 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 No. Hail someone and all hail Discordia. And Carl's greeting Dan, and Sarah says, I don't have accounts on any of those places or I'd get lost where I am. Awesome though, for sure. Yeah, they do an awesome show.
I love their show.
She does crochet just in kind of the same view that you see of Trey here. And then you hear her husband in the background also. And sometimes they'll both be streaming. He'll actually be painting. He's into Warhammer, so he'll be painting Warhammer miniatures. Which I'm trying to get him into DSR.
Doesn't someone on Sisters of the Hook also do chainmail?
Yes, Tosh does. She does. The one that does the crochet.
I need to speak at them and see if they have a pattern I'm looking for. Because apparently the people on Etsy had sold out of the PDF of this pattern.
What?
How do you sell out of the PDF?
So
You
I
can
don't
make
know.
as many as you want.
I
wonder
don't know how it is on that part of it, but when you're putting things up on Etsy, it makes you put like a number of things that you're selling because it charges you per item that you sell. So they might have
Okay.
put, instead of putting like an infinite number, they probably put like 20 or something like that, and it ran out.
Yeah.
So they'll just have to relist it.
Which is dumb.
Yeah.
Wish they would have something on there to say when things sold out. Because if it just sold out in the last day or two, I'm not going to bitch. But if it sold out like last month, I'd be like, hey, how about ya? Are you making a Batman cowl for a minion?
No, it's Genevieve. Sloth. Those are the legs.
Ah.
So I don't know if anybody noticed, but through TV magic, suddenly the legs and part of the body were done because I can only count to 4 tonight again. So I went to the one I started earlier.
Ah.
Oh, you poor thing.
It's been rough. I'm gonna hydrate because I'm a dehydrated noob.
There you go. And Dan saying, well, that book series seems to have left a lasting impression on me. Sarah says, interesting, Dan. What book series was that? And the Illuminati trilogy. And Sarah saying, bearing in mind that if it was said, I have a memory like Dory on Finding Nemo. So do I, because I read that comment and went, okay, either a comment got eaten or I'm not remembering something, and I'm not sure which.
But since Sarah is very gothy, wouldn't it be like Finding Emo?
They're over there by the hot topic. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to hell for that one. I'm sorry. I am a father. I get to tell dad jokes. I'm a grandfather, so I get to tell twice as many dad jokes.
And there's other reasons other than that, Rich, that you're going to hell for. That's just you're just adding to the list at this point. You're already in. You know, you're you know, you don't have to try and sell yourself to them any further.
Before that gentleman walked out the door, I was already up to 43 different ways to game over him, and that is just with a water buffalo. And that is assuming it is a heterosexual water buffalo. If we get into the other proclivities of water buffalo, that could chew.
Yeah. And Sarah's saying, ooh, that sounds cool, to Dan's comment. We're just going to, get that out there. I do have a question for you, Trey.
Emo joke.
I do have a question for you, Trey.
What's
Did
up?
you already stuff the legs?
Yes.
One finger or two?
End of the crochet needle. Hook.
Well, at least you didn't use the hook.
Oh, sometimes you need aids.
Well, no, if you use tools, then that's the safest way to make sure you don't get AIDS.
We practice safely.
My weirdly insistent hooker. Anyway, Carl says, true happiness is finding balance between the control of the Illuminati and the chaos of the Discordians. And Donna saying, don't forget to like and share, folks. Thank you, Donna, because I am horrible about promoting my own stuff.
Promote your own stuff.
And oh, because I still have this open. Okay, that'd be why. Oh, people are so special. Anyway,
That's
um,
about normal.
well, I had made a post. Our town hall's getting rebuilt.
Oh, okay.
Today was the last day the town hall is going to be open. They're moving the water department and everybody over to the high school. The part of the high school is not being used.
Let me break in real quick. Veer the Mex Furry is on Twitch. I just want to let you know we are reading comments, but we're trying to go in order, and you're just kind of down the list a little way. We're getting to you.
So I put a post out today saying that today is the last day it's going to be open. They're closing, going to be closed from November 21st through December 2nd. They'll reopen on the 2nd, to start servicing people at their new location over at the school until the new building gets built. If you have any questions, please contact Town Hall today or reach out to your local council person. And I even added the contact page for the New Chicago site. And I'm still getting people posting questions. Well, is this going to be available? What do we do in this instance? I gave you the information. I hand-fed it to you. Use it. Use my knowledge. Because otherwise I am going to go full Palpatine, and the dark side shall come out, and my villain arc will begin. But on that note, Carl says, I think it must have impressed Joe Straczynski for Babylon 5 also. Heavy topics for a burning his yarn. This is true. Right. Dan saying, it's us. What did you expect?
Truth.
Sarah saying, interesting again. Showtime. Super sleepy. I'll be super sleepy with caffeine in me and see what happens. No one knows. Fox is saying, on a lighter note, steak and cheese sandwich. Nice. And Sarah saying, nice, Foxy. Carl's laughing. Fighting off the dog for the head, are you? Also, Inigo has learned to beg. Well, yeah, we have steak. They're going to learn to beg. And we got greetings from Donna to me. And Sarah says, dang it, now I have to go downstairs and get more than just ravenous popcorn. And Dan saying more work for Dawn. Carl says, sad to hear it, Joe, but understandable. Yeah, Dawn can run Monday nights. And Joe Dog McKeel's joining us. Good evening, Joe Dog. Building apps. Yeah, I'm going to be doing stuff for work. My boss didn't officially task me with this, but he knows that by talking about some of the stuff that came up in the manager meetings, it's going to send me down that rabbit hole of, well, can I learn how to do this? I could probably learn how to do this and get something figured out. So here we are. Dawn saying, however, if anyone wants or has news they need to share and are a member of IndieCD 411 shows can be scheduled for Monday nights. Yes, they can. And we got greetings.
Some fun that came out of my meeting yesterday with my manager for my weekly checkpoint with my manager. Apparently there is a security issue that happened in a law firm that ended up in The American Lawyer. And it's not our firm. We don't suspect anyone in our firm is doing this, but just to kind of stay ahead of the curve, my manager is thinking that our CIO is going to be asking us for it at some point in time. So she's like, well, I think you would be the best one to work up this security piece right here that we want to do and talk about. I'm like, I deliver it every time I do a training on that application. Every time I teach someone who has had no experience with this application in any way, shape, and or form, I talk about it. Every time I'm teaching somebody who has used it at another firm how we do things here, I talk about it. So I already have it basically built out. I just have to pull it out and actually write it down, because it's 2 bullet points in my outline that I know all the steps for, so I don't have to put all the steps in my outline, because I try to keep my outline to 1 to 2 pages so I can actually just print it out, and as I talk about it, cross it off my list, because they'll ask about stuff out of order, and this way I can look back at my list and go, yeah, we need to come back here. She's like, and I think you would be the best one to deliver this, because of the training team, I think people are going to look at you as the more nerdy tech kind of person that, you know, this would be coming from, so that it would be something that makes more sense coming from you. I'm like, all right. And then she kind of hesitated before she said all that, in case she thought she was going to offend me. I'm like, I know I'm the nerdy one. I'm the one that dives into the why of everything for all the apps, so that I can tell people the why. I know I'm the nerd. You know, technically we're all nerds, because we're teaching people how to use the applications, so it's a little bit more nerdy than your average person, but still, you know, I'm just like, part of me is like, do I take this as a compliment because she thinks this is going to speak, you know, greatly to my strengths, or do I take this as kind of a backhanded compliment, because it's like, well, you're the super nerd, this way you talk about it, you know. But again, I'm also like, all right, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm not truly a member of our IT department at RQAW. But I have I have admin access to be able to install stuff on the machines. I technically have the access.
You have your honorable doctorate from them.
Pretty much. I can remote into people's computers. If I really felt froggy enough, I could actually do more than just the simple, printer installs and Citrix updates and Bluebeam PDF updates that, normally I get calls about. But I don't feel like trying to track down where they keep the list of software keys at. So,
not gonna lie though, having to watching you have to call in to have somebody else install a printer for you was the funniest thing. Because the absolute just done with it face you would make every time.
I'm gonna make myself big here for a second. Look at the screen, honey.
I love you. But yeah, it was the funniest thing because he'd be like, "Hi, I need to install a printer," and he would just sound so defeated, like the rest of us.
All right, I'm going to try and catch up on comments here because we are rolling. 40 minutes behind. And we got greetings, and more greetings to Nick. Thanks again for finding those cards for me, Bladed said. And yes, Dawn, greetings. And greetings to Nick and Rich. And Nick saying my pleasure. And greetings to Nick from Sarah. We lost a Rich. Dawn says, notes self that I want to share with everyone. Be careful taking a book named Casually Homicidal to a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, it sounds like something I'd do.
Yeah. I'll go out and say not just normal doctor appointments, but if you are someone who talks to a psychiatrist, unless you really need that 72-hour grippy sock vacation, do not take that book with you.
Socks are warm and comfortable, though.
Right, they're warm. That'd be the downfall for me. That's what would actually drive me nuts. Nick says, Sarah, did you catch today's show? And she says, yes. And we got Foxy laughing at Dawn. Sarah's saying, up until the arting because of my phone charge anyway. And Carl's laughing with Dawn. Nick says, I will send you that image when I'm next in my office, Sarah. And Sarah's saying, oh, cool. And Mana's glaring at Richie for the thruple remark. The plutonic polycule has 4 sides. Thank you very much. And Sarah's saying, so the cell tower is like the eye of a hurricane. Gotcha. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh.
Independent creator directory. Sashaying towards Grippy Sock Jail. Or Grippy Sick Jail, as he put, but...
Yeah, close enough.
Carl's greeting Hobo.
He is currently asleep.
And Nick says, bad signal near a tower? Nah, yeah, no, definitely not the issue you've had with your internet. Not at all. Well, that and the fact that it keeps trying to, burn out routers. Sarah says, actually, I eat it without the packet. I crush it in the packet, then eat it. Okay. And Rich saying, violating on 2 levels, showing P and A. Sarah says, there's a med I was put on that causes major hunger and hence weight gain, so I munch on low-calorie things. Yeah, I've been on something like that before, too. Steroids are not fun. Hicks has got as my witness. I thought turkeys could fly. And that has been the one video I have enjoyed seeing popping up randomly in Facebook land lately.
Yeah.
And Sarah's saying, turkey, better than ham. And Kitty, yarn thief. I'm actually surprised he didn't try and steal your yarn.
He did.
Oh.
I clawed my leg for it.
And Fox says that depends on who cooks it, Sarah. And Blade is saying Fox's ham is pretty darn good. Sarah's saying it's just so salty for me. Some hams are. You have to watch which one you get. Sarah's saying nice. And Carl says, please consider watching this program tomorrow morning on Dawn's channel too. Yes. We are broadcasting to the Independent Creator Directory YouTube channel, Mag's Mischief YouTube, Dawn Doulos YouTube, Indie CD Twitch, and Indie CD Kick. Donna's saying, right, Woodsman dude? And Sarah says, dude, the wee man, tricksy little hobbitses. And Donna's saying, thank you, Carl. And this is going back to Rich's first story. Be nice is all you can do, says Dave. And good job, Rich. No need for him to act like that from Carl. Sarah's agreeing with Carl. Houston's going with the Forrest Gump of stupid is as stupid does.
Amen.
And Sarah's saying, my ex-husband told me that toward the end, Dave. Blade says, have a Snickers. When you're hungry. Sarah's saying about myself, just youch, though I know it wasn't anything personal. And we got greetings from Dave, greetings from Dawn to Dave, and Launchpad is here. Good evening, Zach. How you doing this evening? Got Foxy greeting Dave, Carl greeting Dave. Blaze says, I once dressed a guy down for making a cashier cry. I've come very close to doing that. I just know how my temper is. So, Sarah says, I retracted my comments. Good evening. And we got greetings to Zach. Greetings to Zach. Laughing from Dave. And Nick says, you okay, Sarah? Blade's saying, don't throw people through windows. It doesn't go the way you see it in the movies. Ask me how I know one of these days.
Excellent.
And Dawn also wanted to know if you were stuffing with 1 or 2 fingers.
I'm telling you, with AIDS. I have AIDS.
And Nick saying Saint Fafo approves. All hail the great saint.
Mm-hmm.
Dawn saying it was the effiest of times. It was the find outest of times. Credit to Todd Phelps from my ACDF neck group.
Amen.
And Dave's greeting Carl, Donna, Foxy, and the crew. Nice cold front came through today. Yeah, we're getting a cold front up here too, and it's got some blue showing up on the radar. I won't say. I didn't say the S word. I didn't say snow. Anyway, Carl says that explains why it's so nice up here, Dave. It must be nice down by you. Dawn says, yeah, I'm pretty sure the wintry mix is not helping me either. Probably not.
Yeah.
Carl says, you have a wintry mix, Dawn? And Foxy's saying, we're expecting that Sunday into Monday. Yeah, we're getting it tonight into tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Dawn's blaming me for kicking and twitching. Her twitching has become an obsession with fur balls.
It's so cute.
Yeah, check Furball Farms. They do stuff on Twitch. I don't know if they have a YouTube, or I think they have something on Facebook, maybe.
They do.
But definitely check out Furball Farms. Actually, you might get to see one of my recently woodburn pieces on their stream here soon. But it's a massive place, and it's just kind of fun watching all the kitties get along.
Okay, watching Treater Time. Beautiful.
Yeah, which that's coming up in 7 minutes, I think.
Thank you. Correct.
And we have someone over on Twitch, Ver the Mixed Furry. Good evening, Ver. And first guy in the Twitch chat. Yep. Welcome to our little corner of the world. Normally, I'm doing wood burning while she's crocheting, and we have Dawn here with her taco mic, reading the comments. But I'm actually doing the comments tonight and doing some painting of little. I guess I should probably make myself big here. Little ornaments, if it'll focus, kind of. Yeah, doing some painting of those. I've got one that should be just about done. About 9 minutes left.
Nice.
But welcome. We're here every Wednesday. Well, almost every single Wednesday evening, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. Little gingerbread's almost done. Let's see. Kitty's saying good evening. Welcome to the show, Kitty. And Kitty says, I like Rich's explanation better. And we got greetings. And Dave saying, made a nutcracker garden for Munsey party in December. Nice.
Nice.
And thank you for the follow, Ver.
Thank you.
And as Trey said earlier, we read the comments in order as they come in. So sometimes we get a little behind, like we were 40 minutes behind. Now we're only about 20 minutes behind. So
Woo-hoo!
Don't ever feel like we're ignoring you. It's just sometimes we start going down rabbit holes, and it takes us a while to catch back up.
Yeah, we tend to squirrel hardcore.
Yeah.
Squirrels don't squirrel as hard as we do.
John's squirrel herder.
How did that sound like a green room comment coming out of my mouth? Anyway,
that said it.
Because we've met us.
That's true.
But also, happy anniversary to Dawn and Ted.
Oh, it's their anniversary today.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary to them. And we got Kitty saying, just keep swimming. And Carl's saying, nice, Dave. Oh, Richie, you're getting the whip.
Man.
Sarah says emo is not goth nor vice versa. Whip.
Oh man.
They are part of the Venn diagram.
And Blaze laughing at the finding emo, and so is Carl. And Dave says, Hot Topic, are they still around? Actually, yes.
Yes. They've changed a lot since like the 90s, but they're still around.
Yeah, them and Spencer's are both still around. I don't know if you have a Spencer's out by you, but we still have both over at the South Lake Mall. And Verse says, guys, what do you think about roguelike?
I actually don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. If you are still here, please make a comment. Let us know what that is, and we can probably comment towards it. Sarah says, yes, Dave, not Gothic, more like it. It was better in the 90s and early 2000s, yeah.
It was.
And Sarah says, anyway, back to listening. And yep, we are reading the Twitch chat. Sarah's saying, oh, OMG. Old school Hot Topic was better, said Dave. Yes.
It was. It was great.
And Bladed Tisa says, hashtag always promote. Unless you're me, in which case it is hashtag always wait for someone else to promote. Yeah. I'm horrible. I'm horrible at promoting my own stuff. And this was Ver replying to Trey when she had explained how we were going through the chat. Dave says hashtag villain art. Rich says, I'm horribly straight. I forget all the arrangements and terms and combos. I apologize for using the wrong geometric and whatever the other term thingy is. And Verse says, I like this podcast since it's the first one I participated in. Well, thank you. Yeah, feel free to drop by anytime you see us online. Like I said, we do read the comments. We try not. Only thing we ask is don't get political. We don't do the politics thing in here, but we do try and keep it fun.
No hardline topics, be it politics, be it religion. The more fuzzy line type stuff. Just we're not painting shutters and we're not hanging up religious iconography.
Yeah.
Good way of putting it.
And
unless someone requests for it to be part of a crochet pattern, burning pattern, or jewelry, or chainmail, or whoever the hell we have doing stuff that night.
And even then, if someone requests something overly political out of me on a wood burn piece, I will probably not do that on stream.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe a cross coasters or cross on a
like I've done those Celtic
granny
crosses.
square. Yeah,
I've done like the Celtic crosses and stuff, the things like that on stream, but yeah. And Dawn says hashtag always say something in front of Dawn so she thinks of ways to promote.
They're always thinking of ways to promote, though.
Exactly. And Donna's greeting Joe Dog, didn't see you come in, and Joe Dog says I was hiding in the corner. No one puts baby in a corner. And Carl saying, Rich, I'm the king of the geeks.
More like a viscount.
And Dan saying, ooh, Saturday is Doctor Who's birthday.
Yes.
What was that about nerds? Carl says again, Dan.
Nerds.
And Don saying, Don says, well, one good thing about the epidural, instead of hanging out in the bedroom, I'm sitting on the couch with Ted on our anniversary tonight. Albeit, I'm still watching and listening to the show. Aww. Go hang out with your man. And we got happy anniversary from Dan and Carl, and Dawn saying thank you. We grabbed a late lunch after the spine stabby. And Ver the Mixed Furry, guys, what do you think about D&D? And no, it's not Do Not Disturb, because we are all disturbed here.
Yep. Right button.
Which edition? Which?
Sorry.
How did you manage to kill everything except for the stream?
What, huh? Who did what now?
Put that
I got
back.
green on the card. Dang. All right.
Oh no, I lost my. There it is. Okay.
I was gonna say we were talking D&D.
Yep. So, Trey, what do you think about D&D?
Yeet. Oh, math dice go clicky clack. Make the serotonin. Only problem is, getting the group together to actually play.
Right.
We do have Discord.
We do. We could try that.
Yeah.
And there are dice rollers that will play with Discord.
This is true.
And maybe Joe's RNG destroyer won't kill those.
I coded my own dice roller and I still roll like crap.
Oh, is it Ver or Beer? Either way, Joe's bad rolling is legendary to the point where we had to do an exorcism on my dice in the middle of a Denny's because he touched them and I stopped rolling above a 5.
Okay, so we're going to go big screen here for a second.
Yeah.
So, we were doing a dungeon crawl. Not a dungeon crawl, but we were going through a dungeon, got to the big bad. Everybody else is waylaying this guy. I can't hit the broadside of a bar. As a matter of fact, I managed to roll low enough and bad enough that I hit one of my own teammates.
I dropped my spin marker.
We get done, get back out of the dungeon. The DM looks at me and goes, "Okay, it's your turn again, Joe. What do you do?" And I said, "Well, apparently my staff needs to be recalibrated. So I'm going to do a practice shot at that tree over there." Mind you, I have not rolled above a 5 the entire night. I roll a nat 20. The DM, taking pity on me, goes, "Okay, the tree explodes and you find a chest inside of it." So we grab the chest, I open it up, and he goes, "It's a blaster." Sweet. He goes, "Roll to see what kind of blaster it is." I roll a natural 1. So I end up, blowing a tree to smithereens just to find a stormtrooper blaster with a -5 to hit.
Because you needed help missing.
Well, here's the thing. With Joe, sometimes it's better to have a sacrificial member of the team get taken captive by the big bad so that they're holding them like this, and then all Joe has to do is get bad enough with an explosive and he gets the nat 1, hits his teammate, but gets the bad guy as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've just thought of a tactic way to rules lawyer your way around your bad luck with dice, Joe.
Okay.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to be the sacrificial lamb?
Well, we need someone who's running as a tank that can take the hit.
you leave BP alone.
Then you would never hit him. You would have to hit the squishy guy in the dress.
I would have to aim at myself to have a chance.
You would hit yourself. That would be the nat 20, as if you were aiming at yourself.
Sorry, my glasses were sliding down again.
So yes, Dear, if you didn't notice, we thoroughly enjoy D&D, even when it's betraying us in every form.
Yeah. Dawn says, the first appointment today was exactly that, Joey. And Ver's laughing. It's better than chicken meat. And Rich hopped over to Twitch. D&D can mean a few things if you're talking as in the former TST, WOTC product.
Should have been TSR.
Oh.
Anesthesia typing.
Yeah. Everyone on screen has played many sessions together, and a couple of the folks in the YouTube chat have been in the same sessions. And we're saying, okay, good, and greeting the YouTube chat. And Kitty says, what's wrong with Jon Snow? He's yummy. I have a feeling I missed something.
We were talking about winter mix.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Carl says, still 42 degrees here. It was almost 60 at 2 p.m. And Donna's saying 34 degrees now and expect the rain S mix. Dawn's saying they have a 24/7 stream on Twitch and YouTube. They have multiple lives on Facebook and YouTube during the days. And Foxy says 30 feels like 25. And
comfortable weather.
Yeah, for us larger folks, that is. Carl says my weather app must be off. And Ver's saying ignore that, but it's cool. Dawn says, Dawn's laughing. Joey putting the ornament up reminded me of makeup chick doing tutorials.
Right, like, okay, I've got this one. This is my lipstick today. Can you guys do that?
And actually, since the print is complete, we can take that one off the screen here.
I would like to point out we're an hour in and we haven't run any commercials.
Oh, okay. Well, let me.
We've been kind of bad about that.
Yeah. Dan says it's currently 58 outside, but it's supposed to be down to 34 in the morning when I take Lindsay to the chiropractor. Not going to enjoy that chill. And Kitty, squirrel. Yep, squirreling is what we do best around here.
We are very good.
We're going to pause the music, and we are going to play an ad for Epelion.
Hello, I'm Dan Hallfield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Epelion Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.apelion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
And that was Mr. Hollifield. Oh, that support is going to be a pain to get out of there. No, I didn't think about that. Oh, that's going to be a bugger. Oh, damn it.
Nice.
Okay, so may have to throw this into an actual app to redesign it a bit, because they put the hole to put your string through to hang this thing like kind of in the side of the head, but because that leaves a gap, it wants supports. Well, I've got no way of ripping the supports out from the center, really. But here is the Mimic.
Nice.
See if it'll focus better on that. There's the Mimic gingerbread man. And we're going to run one more ad here real quick.
Before you do that, Joe, look at my square. These are perfect for getting supports out of places like that.
Is it just like a metal rod?
It's technically If it was through a dental supply store, it would be a dental pick that dentists use.
Oh,
But at Menards, it's considered part of a small tools set.
I might
and then
have.
the other thing you could do is you could take a crochet needle, not necessarily a crochet hook, crochet needle.
Oh, the
Put
tapestry
your
needle?
thread. You put your thread through it and feed
Mhm.
it through so that it goes through, over or under where that support is,
Mhm.
and then just loop it up that way, or put it under the support and just use it to yank and pull it up.
The problem is it kind of like loops down through the head, so there'd be no way to really get a crochet hook down in there without bending
So
the
Well, again,
unholy hell out
I
of it.
wasn't saying a hook; I was saying needle. But if
Or
it's going to
needle.
curve, if it's going to curve like that, get a field trauma kit.
Yeah. I was
Yep.
going to say my tapestry needles, if I can line it up. There we go. The tip is bent.
Yeah, field trauma kit. Thanks to a tip from your former medic, Crazy Uncle Dick.
All right.
Because if you're going to do a field stitch on someone, they've got the curved needles to do that shit with too.
Gotcha. All right, let me find. Oh, I said we were going to do one more thing.
Yep.
So
Or
let's
3D print a needle.
Right.
Let's do one, since this might be, the show taking over some of our Monday nights. Let's play this one. All right, we're going to keep the music hopping and popping from Mr. Hollifield here. We're going to go, you know what, just because I haven't played it in a while, we're going to go with track number 12, A Somewhat Lighter Shade of Fail. That, and I like the name of it.
Right.
All right, so Don says, or telling stories about a-holes.
Booty holes.
And Ver saying congrats. Fox saying rabbit hole of a-holes.
Don't give us ideas.
Well, you crocheted the,
The cat butt is totally different.
And Don saying when they had a Bieber CD for sale at Hot Topic, I knew it was a sad day of a new leaf that turned over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fox says, ew. And she's also saying, my Finch liked Bieber today. I am disappointed.
Oh. They can't be perfect.
Kitty says, that's terrible. And
Rabbit Hole of A-Hole sounds like a cover band that Joe, me, and Nick would form.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Dave says, canned turkeys. Oh, okay, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Canned turkeys crochet.
I mean, maybe.
Wait,
I tried once, but oh wait, tonight.
Oh,
did we miss you stuffing the?
You did. You missed the full stuffing of what looks like a turkey. Like, look at it. Yeah, it's definitely a trust the process kind of.
1 or 2 fingers, dear.
It was like 3. plus AIDS. Right? Just...
And Dan says, and this is why Richie doesn't have ops on Stupid O'Clock. Foxy says, truly. Nick's going, I didn't do it. Oh, that must be when the comment disappeared, the banner disappeared. Blade says, I've been trying to set up a game on Discord for years.
The Talking Force is strong with me.
And Foxy says, probably not, Dave. Sarah says, I rolled just as bad. I played a one-shot one night. We died due to my rolling, and half the time it took us to create our characters.
Oh, no!
So I did a one-shot at Arcticon, when it was still Arcticon. It was a dungeon crawl that this company was getting ready to release. They were still doing the final play tests. And I decided to treated my characters as they were, which meant the one who had the lowest intelligence was the one who wasn't afraid to do anything and was the one willing to do all the stupid stuff. He was also my one that survived, and I kept rolling 18, 19s, and 20s with.
I mean, that's
and at the end of it, you make it all the way through this manor down into the dungeon area, and you have to stop this wizard from putting the sacrificial dagger into this kid that would release an even bigger bad. Well, my team ends up, most of us end up blind. We're fighting off things, and I get the grand idea of breaking away from the party. And I look at the two guys running this. I said, this might get really dark really quick. Well, because my guy was blind, it was taking me forever to move to where I needed to be. They end up killing off the wizard. Stops the whole thing. We go running, trying to run out of the dungeon. My character dies. He trips and falls over a rock, and that was finally his end. And the guys running it look at me and they go, just out of curiosity, you didn't really get to do much before they killed him off. What did you mean by this is going to get really dark really quick? I go, well, the sacrificial dagger had to be the thing that killed the kid to release the big bad, right? They go, yeah. I said, what happened if I killed the kid? And they both sat there and went, we didn't think about that. Yeah, we're gonna have to write something in for that now. Thank you. They're like, we've play tested this hundreds of times. No one has thought to do that. Not even us. It's like, well, you take out the kid. Kind of, defeats the big bad that way too.
Exact opposite. It saved the cheerleader, saved the world.
Right.
Yep. And Sarah says, unless you need to roll low, then I roll high.
Yeah.
Blade says, sounds like Forrest rolls from one of the games I watched over the summer. Oops, wrong button. Sarah saying, I stopped playing when we never finished a campaign, and then someone else would start one up. Boom, I was done after a few years of that happening. And Dawn says, dwarf plus Ted plus chainmail plus riding a horse plus multiple natural ones equals falling in horse chips. And also failing in reading, apparently. And we're only about 10 minutes behind on comments. Sarah's saying, or Dan says, Sarah, I quit playing when I began writing. And Ver's greeting the present group. You read the past, and hello to Rich. And Nick says, that support is not my fault this time. Versus I don't know. Sarah's saying, that's great, Dan. I haven't played in maybe 12 or so years. Stopped at 3.5 because I had bought all the books plus extra monster manuals for my husband at the time, since they were full price. Dang, no way was I going to start with a newer edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade says I haven't played in probably 5 or 6 years. And Nick says Joey taking that ornament looks like he is about to morph like a Power Ranger. And we got the link for Dan Hollifield and Dawn. And Nick says, Sarah, I can recommend very cheap systems. Plus, mine is due sometime next year. And versus Joe, how can I begin in the D&D world? Well, there are tons of Facebook groups. There are tons of people who actually stream it. D&D Beyond is a resource.
You can look at your local gaming shops and see if any of them are involved in Adventurers League, or if you are willing to go D&D adjacent, Pathfinder Society. Both are same basic kind of rules. They diverge slightly. Pathfinder was originally based off of Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 when WotC decided to go to 4.0, and a lot of players didn't want to go to 4.0. And then it continued going on in its own vein, became its own thing, and now there's the second edition of that, and of course, a revised version of that second edition now, because of WotC doing the weird stuff that they were doing, with wanting to say that, well, anything that's generated off of this license is now ours. And Paizo was like, the hell you say? So they removed everything possible to make sure that there is nothing that's a callback that can still fall under that, even though WotC now went with a Creative Commons licensing system. But those are all good. Look for your basic D20 style games, and a lot of them will have a free preview, or Pathfinder Society has Archives of Nephis, which will have, and there's a 1.0 and a 2.0 version of that, so you can get all of the basic game type rules at your fingertips for literally free, and then buy to get the more specialized rules if you decide that you like that kind of thing. And then Dungeons & Dragons also has that a little bit with D&D Beyond. They've got the very, very core basic type stuff out there that you don't have to pay anything for. If you want more, then you get, you pay for your license for that, and then you start buying the books.
Yep.
Oh, and you can also find a lot of stuff on Nexus Demiplane, which is a everyone else besides WotC version of like D&D Beyond, but you can find Marvel role-playing games there. You can find Power Rangers 1. There are so many different flavors of worlds and things that were created and put on Demiplane.
So we actually just got rated over here on Kick. Sisters of the Hook wrapped up their stream and brought their folks over to here.
Hey, everybody!
And Kick is the only one that doesn't show the comments here in StreamYard, so I kind of go back and forth between them also, but I can't pull their comments up on stream. But I am gonna bring myself up real quick. This is the 3D printed Mimic gingerbread Christmas ornament that I printed tonight. And of course, it's not gonna really focus. There we go. So I will be painting that at some point. Rich. Let's see. Dawn says it does look like a blue turkey.
It does.
And Nick's,
As Dan would say, never hand me a straight line.
Yeah. Trey, hold up your mostly completed one again when you have a chance. Once you're done stuffing your sloth.
Trust the process. Trust the process.
So this is the body that is of the sloth that Trelena was doing tonight.
Trying to get the angle. It's not working.
Yep.
There we go.
There you go. And let's see. Sarah says, apparently our healer, which we didn't know was a healer, I had to pick a lock to check to see if it was a trap. Boom, dead. Then our drow dead in the Underdark.
Oof.
And Nick says, sometimes you gotta wear a black hat to be the necessary guy. Yep. And Ver's saying, I have a D&D group, but we cannot organize our own time to play a game. How can we get our party organized? Ver, that is the bane of every D&D group's existence.
If you figure that out, let the rest of us know.
Yeah.
You tase them, throw them in a white unmarked van, and let them wake up Saw style. Shall we play a game?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Their dice are in front of them, and if anyone tries to reach for the front door, traps go off.
Yeah.
Dan, the more I say that actually sounds like an actual good, viable way to organize a D&D game for adults, especially if they got kids.
Right. Like, just kidnap.
And
although the parents be the ones that aren't reaching for the door, like, I get to stay here and not be, asked 18 million questions while I'm trying to drop a deuce. All right.
Fun.
And over on Kick, we do have greetings from Sisters of the Hook and Yvette and Jenny. And Sisters of the Hook saying that the 3D print was awesome and show us the yarny goodness. And she loved your neat stitches, and Yvette loves the body style.
That actually came from a kit called, what is it? As I rip it, Needle Creations. And it's Speedy, the sloth.
Apparently it is.
Dan saying, last time I played, I was asked to DM for a group of godlike characters that no one else would let them use. I sneakily stripped them all down to half their power levels before the night was over.
Ooh.
Nice. And Sisters of the Hook saying, oh, good gravy, that is too cute. Sarah says, I like Vampire the Masquerade the most. And Nick saying, Ver, to begin, I would consider basicfantasy.org. And
if you want to go back towards a red box flavor, yeah.
Nick says, Sarah, I'm shocked. Sarah says, yes, we did not want to go to 4.0. And Ver says, I'm the cleric of the group. I know how to work the stats. Nick said, basic fantasy is a modernized version of old school D&D. Whole thing is free to download. Main book's about $8 in paperback on Amazon. It's his favorite system he didn't write.
Very nice. Very nice.
Dawn saying, hello to the Sisters of the Hook group. Hope you had a good show tonight. Thanks for the kick raid. And Verse saying, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
Jenkins.
I tend to get sick playing whatever no one else wanted to play. Which usually means some guy in a dress.
Blaze says, now I need to see the Saw D&D crossover movie. Thanks a lot, Rich.
I mean, I think it just looks like normal D&D, except, less goofy. How about?
And Sarah's saying that's why we never finished the campaign. Various important players ended up with schedule problems.
Yep.
So yeah, to the bane of every D&D group, it's a thing indeed. We tried our best, but there was usually a schedule conflict that would pop up.
Yep.
But never went back to the same one to continue. One DM wouldn't be able to do it, so then someone else would start up one of their own within the group. And Sisters of the Hook is saying hello to Dawn. And Ver is thanking YouTube chat for their input on the D&D. How are your hands doing, hun? Because
hands are good, but dang if I can't function at this point.
All right. So with that, we're probably going to wrap up the show then. So I have a feeling she's having trouble counting to 4 again.
It's 5 is the problem.
Oh, 5 is the problem. Okay.
And I lost count, so yeah.
Trey, did you see the rings that will hold the tension for you for the yarn and all that stuff?
So, yes, I have. I even have one.
One of the ones I saw when I was out looking for.
Oh.
Now, granted, I'm using these for chainmail for when I do my dice bags.
Oh,
Rich, while I'm thinking of it, and Tosh, if you're still here, you had a question on if they had a certain pattern.
Yes. My youngest showed me a pattern called Atomic Cross, which ended up being a bracelet kind of thing. The one place I was going to go buy it from Etsy claims that they're sold out. I'm going to try to contact the store runner to see if they are going to ever bring that back to their shop. But it's a weave that they were very interested in. So I was going to procure said pattern to make my youngest a bracelet.
And he was wondering if maybe you happen to have the pattern also.
Yes, I'm insane enough to mail, because I hate half Persian 3-in-1 with such a major passion. I've got my cheater chains for both right and left leaning. The pattern was called Atomic Cross. And of course.
And Tosh should say Atomic Cross. If you're having a hard time finding a pattern, she does not have that one. You might try the chainmail group on Facebook.
Yeah, my drinking horn, the leather strap broke on it. So I decided to go ahead and weave a chain of Odinite to replace it. And now that I think about it, my blue rings just came in for me to go ahead and finish this horn.
Nice.
She says there are chainmail gods up there who are so helpful, and she'll message me the link. Yeah, send me the link. I'll get it over to Rich.
Nice.
And
holy crapes, that's so cool. She loves that.
Yeah, God knows how many not god-awful, they're actually quite lovely and wonderful chainmail groups there are out there on Facebook. So never knowing if you're in the right one that knows the right thing that you want to know at the right time.
Yeah.
I wonder why I was hearing such an echo. I just realized because I normally leave Sister of the Hook running through another tab on Chrome. So, because I watch her on Kick, and she rated on Kick, I now had 2 of my own stream going at the same time. Vet's saying they have a pattern on Etsy for like $10.
The one I saw said it was sold out on Etsy.
Yeah. Let me get through the last few of these comments over here. We got Carl saying goodnight to everyone. Ver says, but I need people in Spanish so it can begin a D&D campaign. Sarah says, nice show. Don't forget to like before it's completely over if you haven't already. And Lindsay saying hi to everyone. Good evening, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
And Lindsay is Dan's wife. She does some great knitting.
So I don't know if Dan was there this morning, but I finally got to try the tea that I got from her, and it was glorious.
And we got greetings to Lindsay and Ver saying, Rich, you remind me of the sniper voice actor of Team Fortress 2. It has been a long time since I played that game.
Same here. Thank you.
And greetings from Nick to Lindsay. And Dawn saying, great seeing everyone. Sorry I missed being on camera tonight. It's okay, Dawn. You had a procedure today.
And it's your anniversary. Enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's your anniversary. I probably would have kicked you off the stream if you had tried to come on still.
Oh, you let me, hop on the stream medicated, but not Dawn. Fine, I see how it is.
Yeah. Well, it's not your anniversary tonight.
It's probably the anniversary or something. But me being medicated doesn't make me too much different than me normal, so.
And all right. Sister of the Hook sent the link to the group to me on Discord, so I'll get that over to you, Rich. And we miss you and your taco. Sisters of the Hook saying we miss you and your taco, Mike Dawn, but have a wonderful evening and anniversary. So with that, folks, we're going to wrap it up for this evening. Thank you all for coming out tonight, and we will be back next Wednesday with another The Burning is On. Yarn. Bleep, bleep. That's all, folks.